The government is taking unprecedented steps to help businesses with their finances during these challenging times and has delivered an economic support package worth hundreds of billions of pounds. One of the most significant measures introduced is the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme. This promises to support employees who are furloughed by paying a proportion of their wages, thus freeing up money for businesses to help them with their cash flow. There remains a lot of confusion and uncertainty around the new scheme, and so to help you get to grips with this landmark policy, we've decided to answer some of the key queries that we have received so far. So what does the scheme actually offer? The Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme is a temporary scheme open to all UK employers for at least 3 months starting from the 1st of March 2020. It is designed to support employers whose operations have been severely affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Employers can use a portal to claim for 80% of furloughed employees' usual monthly wage costs up to a maximum of £2,500 per month. Is my business eligible? Any UK organisation with employees can apply for the scheme, including businesses, charities, recruitment agencies and public authorities. However, you must have created and started a pay-as-you-earn payroll scheme on or before the 28th of February 2020 and have a UK bank account to access the scheme. Which employees can benefit from the scheme? The scheme applies to employees on a leave of absence referred to as furloughed workers. These are employees who are on the payroll but who might normally be laid off or made redundant due to a lack of work. Furloughed employees must have been on your pay-as-you-earn payroll on the 28th of February 2020 and can be on any type of contract, including full-time employees, part-time employees, employees on agency contracts, and employees on flexible or zero-hours contracts. To be eligible for the subsidy, an employee must not work for or on behalf of the organisation. This includes providing services or generating revenue. On the flip side to this, however, the employee can undertake other voluntary work or can undertake training as long as it does not generate income for their business. So how is the scheme applied to someone whose pay varies each month? If the employee has been employed for a full 12 months prior to the claim, you can claim for the hire of either the same month's earnings from the previous year or an average monthly earning from the 2019-20 tax year. If the employee has been employed for less than a year, you can claim for an average of their monthly earnings since they started work. For those who started in February, you should calculate their pay on a prorated basis. As an employer, it is your responsibility to calculate how much of an employee's salary you can claim for, including the amount of employer national insurance contributions and minimum automatic enrolment pension contributions you are entitled to. I've already made a staff member redundant. Can they benefit from the scheme? So the scheme also covers employees who were made redundant since the 28th of February 2020 if they are rehired by their employer. It is important that this change is communicated when contacting HMRC, who are administering the scheme. Does this cover performance-related pay? So unfortunately, the scheme does not cover performance-related pay and does not cover fees, commission and bonus payments, but as an employer, you can decide if you wish to pay these separately. Does this also cover someone on statutory sick pay? Employees on sick leave or self-isolating should continue to get statutory sick pay, but can be furloughed after this period. Those employees most at risk from the virus who are shielding in line with public health guidelines can also be placed on furlough. What about maternity pay and shared parental leave? Those who are contractually obliged to enhanced maternity, adoption, or shared parental pay are eligible for the scheme, but not those on statutory maternity pay. They will be paid in the same way and cannot be additionally furloughed. I've had to reduce the hours of some staff members. Can I use the scheme to make up the difference? If an employee is working but on reduced hours or for reduced pay, they will not be eligible for this scheme, and you will have to continue paying the employee through your payroll and pay their salary subject to the terms of employment contract you agreed. How do I make a claim for the scheme and what do I need to do? Before making a claim, it is important that employers communicate changes with staff Employers should discuss with their staff and make any changes to employment contracts by agreement. Existing employment law continues to apply and should be considered when changing an employee's status. To be eligible, an employer must write to their employee confirming that they have been furloughed and keep a record of this communication. Where a business or organisation is furloughing a large workforce, consultation may need to be done on a collective basis. The employer must submit the following information to HMRC: your pay-as-you-earn reference number, the number of employees being furloughed, the claim period, both start and end date, the amount claimed per the minimum length of furloughing of 3 weeks, your bank account number and sort code, your contact name, and your phone number. You can only submit one claim at least every 3 weeks, this being the minimum length an employee can be furloughed for, and these can be backdated until the 1st of March. The scheme will continue for 3 months, but the Chancellor has indicated that the scheme may be extended. How will I receive funding via the scheme? Once HMRC has received your claim and determined that you are eligible for the grant, they will pay it via BACS payment to a UK bank account that you have provided. A claim should be made in accordance with actual payroll amounts at the point at which you run your payroll or in advance of an imminent payroll. You must pay the employee all of the grant you receive for their gross pay. No fees can be charged for the money that is granted. The Chancellor has announced that he expects the first grants under the scheme to be paid during April 2020, but more detail is expected soon. The scheme is just one of a number of measures that the Chancellor has announced to support businesses. Our team is here to help you with the administration of this scheme and can help you to collate and submit the records required to make a claim. We understand that certain elements of this scheme are complex and require careful calculations, so please feel free to contact us today to see how we can help you and your business. Finally, at Smales Goldie, we're here to help with any queries that you have regarding the government support options that are available to support your business through the coronavirus pandemic. Please contact us via the details on screen now for further support and assistance. Thank you for listening.